uppercut, uppercut, sonic boom! Well, hello there, humans of these earthlings, whoever you are, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, and if you're lucky enough indeed to be doing it too. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Bushka, and this video is sponsored by PUBG Mobile. This is a thing I am really happy to be doing because it's going to run you through Metro Royale. I'm going to talk to you about the coolest weapon in Metro Royale, which is the Taka sniper, which is an air-powered sniper rifle that you're going to pump up, which is very, very cool. I'm going to talk about how you can kite and kill the early boss and get yourself an M249 very, very quickly and gear up that way. I'm going to talk about the mission system, which you can see here. You get dropped. And I'm just going to talk about everything to do with Metro Royale. Now, if you want to get lots of Metro dollars and buy lots of Metro gear and get new talents and do all that kind of stuff, then you complete these missions. You can see they're there just next to the left-hand side of your map, and they give you a big boost in terms of cash. You can sell all the stuff that you pick up, and then you end up at this joint. Now, this is the black market area. Now, there are multiple ways of getting gear in Metro Royale. You can buy it here in the black market from earning it, which is the most simple, straightforward way. Or you can just go and take it off other players when you belt them in the game itself. But if you're looking to get a massive level 12 bit of armor, then that's 500,000 Metro Royale dollars. But if you just start the game and you try and take that off another player, you're gonna have to beat him first, and that is hugely beneficial to have armor like that. You can also see the steel plates and such. You can slot those inside vests, and there's some night vision goggles which you can also purchase in the Metro Royale black market section. The game itself is very, very simple. You drop into a map in an area around Yasna Polyana, but it's been heavily modified. Yasna Police Station is in there. The exit point of the map is at the top of your screen. You'll see at all times those green flashing areas. They are the exit points. You get to those, you click leave, and you're off. The lockbox on your screen is important because you saw there when you drag stuff into the lockbox, although it's only a small area, that means even when you die, you don't lose it, because that's right. When you die, you can lose all your gear, which is not a lot of fun. So whatever you're carrying, if you're going to go and go into the game itself, Metro Royale, and carry all that stuff with you, you can easily get knocked, socked, and then someone else is going to take your stuff. This is the Taka sniper rifle. Now, you've got to hold down the button at the bottom right, which pumps it back up, and then it fires steel ball bearings. When I first started, I bought the gun, but I didn't buy the steel ball bearings, and you can see I've got the Taka sniper rifle there, but it's just absolutely got nothing in it. It would have been helpful to have some ball bearings in the Taka there, but these are the bandits, the NPC bandits, and basically you can actually farm Metro cash by killing the bandits and looting them, taking their gear, and it's a good way to gear up early on in the game. Just try to remember that they are much tougher than you expect. They can hit pretty hard, and they move very, very sneakily. They even peek corners. And once you've been just absolutely embarrassed like that, you won't let it happen. You know, won't let it happen again. You can see there's the Taka. You can scroll through on the right-hand side here, and it will bring up all the items that you can purchase. There are various levels of ammo. This is just the stock standard no damage bonuses, but you can get damage bonus ammo that has like 24%, 50%. It's even some that does poison damage, which is pretty cool. And the Taka is particularly useful because if you're just out to farm and you don't really want to fight other players and you're just building yourself a little bit of Metro cash and a little bit of gear, the super silent Taka will mean that players can't actually hear you doing things, and it means you're less likely to get rushed by people who want to kill you and take all your stuff, which is very, very cool. You can see how long some of these bandits take to knock out as well. They're tough customers. It's pretty easy to just farm up with the Taka at extreme ranges without anyone hearing you, and because the bandits can't shoot back because of the range, you end up being very, very safe doing this as well, which is excellent. You will get to a point where you have so much loot in your backpack that you have to start making decisions on what you're going to chuck. And that's cool because all the loot in the backpack is actually labeled. It tells you how much it's worth. So when you leave the game, you can get stuff worth up to, I think it's 100,000 credits, maybe 250,000 credits. I think the gold bar is like right up there in terms of that. And most of the stuff I've found is 90,000, 100,000 is the highest amount of gear. These big areas here that you can see, the complexes, they contain bosses. And if you go and fight the bosses, you'll find they generally run with an M249 and they throw Molotov cocktails. And they are very, very hard to kill because they do a lot of damage and they have big, big hit point pools. They take a lot to get rid of. The Taka is just fantastic. I wish this rifle was in the game. Honest to God, I really would love to run it. It's a lot of giggle. This is a big boss, and it's a lot easier when you're in a group. They will, obviously some people will tank him, and then you're just running around up top, smashing him with an AKM, but you're going to see how much damage it takes to get rid of this guy. Like, that is a lot of damage, and he's throwing mollies at the same time while running an M249. Well, she is. That's a huge amount of damage, huge chunk of damage, and legitimately hitting very, very hard. You can see we got one knocked already, and then you go over here and you loot the item. Now, what happens? You get to allocate it, right? Advanced items will be allocated in 1, 2, 0. Now, you roll for these if you're in a group. You roll a dice out of 100. Now, I rolled a 96, which is pretty nice to roll a 96 right off the bat, and I got myself an M249. The key with this, you can see all the stuff you bring out of the game there. You leave, you go to the lobby, and then you start flogging it, selling it, buying better gear, going back in. Now, you will start finding there are other players in the game, and that's cool. When you start killing other players in the game, you get their stuff as well. But you've got to be very, very careful, because obviously other players are a lot harder to kill than the bandits are. This is all a wonderful, wonderful little bit of character immersion, because what it does is it creates almost like an RPG style character progression. The more effort you put in, the better your gear, the more stuff you can do, the more you can pick up in terms of gear, the harder you are to kill, the more fun it is, and you kind of move along. Now, all these areas tend to have a tunnel system beneath them. There is a tunnel system beneath. This is the Yasna PD. There is a whole bunch of stuff here. There's the M249. Very happy to have the M249. Yes, love it, love it, love it, love it. Then pull out our Taka sniper rifle and tap, 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 arrow. Thanks very much for coming. And we're basically pushing down here to clear the boss at the bottom of this. There are these green doors as well that you can't. You need a green card to open those. Generally, the cards are found nearby. You'll see that filing cabinet in there. If you go and open that, it takes a little bit of time. That'll give you a green key card that you can use to access that door. And then inside that door is a whole bunch of stuff that you can loot and sell later in the game. And that's important because it's all about getting that cash. You know, mo money, mo money, mo money, mo money is the name of the game here in Metro Royale. Now, if you want to get down the bottom, there is a boss. A lot of people were telling me that you can't really take these bosses on solo, but much like the RPG elements of the game, where the game allows for character progression, you can kite this boss around quite comfortably. For those of you who don't know what kiting is basically where you take opportunities to do damage without taking damage back, and you slowly wear the boss down. Now, this would be very difficult to do if anyone else was in the game. Obviously, if there's bad guys at the same time, it's difficult to express how hard that would be. But those mollies genuinely hurt, and you want to boost up before you go in there. If you stand in the molly, you'll get hurt. You want to hit him in the head, obviously, as much as possible. But if you don't have night vision, that can be difficult to do. M249, look how much damage this guy is taking to get rid of. Like, it's absolutely ridiculous. And you just have to keep kiting around. You can see if you stand in front away of the M249, it will really hurt. I've taken probably about 50% damage from that little burst from that bloke. And you just want to get your heels off, work around, and kite. Kite, 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 kite. That hurts. That really hurts. You can't just go toe-to-toe with this guy. If you just toe-to-toe this guy, he will tear you apart. Why do you do this? Well, they drop really good gear. They drop M249s, and you can pick up all kinds of different... you can see those boxes there. They contain items that are well worth the effort. You can sell them for whole bunch of cash and buy better stuff. There is also something that we will go into. I'll mention it now. If your teammate dies, heaven forbid, if your teammate dies playing Metro Royale, you should loot their box. Like, I took this AUG because I already had a spare M249. I had an M249 that I got off that boss. Well, this boss right here. After clearing him, I took his M249. Now, that takes up a huge amount of space. I picked up a level 3 backpack off this guy, which replaced my level 1 backpack, which is really, really cool. Meds aren't as prevalent and plentiful as you'd like, so you've got to be very, very careful with your meds. So when you're going to fight these bosses, you want to make sure that you've got a lot of meds, because you make a mistake here, you can absolutely get hammered. There we are. We're using the Taka because we've run out of ammo. The Taka does do a big chunk of damage. Get him on a reload and move right along. Then we chuck a whole bunch of gear out of our backpack, take another M249, and that way I was able to dump the other M249, leave the world, and come back and pick up an AUG in another game. And you want to always have extra level 2 vests, extra level 2 helmets, all that kind of stuff. Eventually you get talents, you get enough points from talents, and these allow you to upgrade various parts of your gameplay. Like you can see that's +4 to scope in speed, so your ADS speed is improved. This is your movement. Speed is improved when encumbered. That is more carry capacity. And the more stuff you do, the more you play, the better your talents, the more stuff you have, you get stronger, more health. It's just an absolutely brilliant concept and a very, very nice change of pace from the standard, PUBG mobile gameplay. If you enjoyed this video and you want to know more about Metro Royale, we're going to go even more in depth next time, but we're just covering off the basics today. So look after yourselves. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you very much to PUBG Mobile for allowing me to be part of the Metro Royale tilt, and stay safe in the battlefield. Bye for now.